Hello, guys. Good morning. Beautiful day out. The information I'm going to give you is not talked about through any religions, through anything, as I got the message yesterday. It's going to take you to a different frequency level. And when I unveil it, you're going to see things a lot more different, a lot more clear. So, your whole battle in this whole life is you as a spiritual being. That's your battle. Your secret of being a spiritual being is the whole battle over everything. And I'm going to give you I'm going to give you a little history with that. But that's the whole battle. So we go back to Psalms, as I told you yesterday, Psalms 82:6. But I need you to do one favor. Read Psalms 82, 1 through 6. That starts off with us as gods and God himself giving the instructions to us as gods. The reason why the little g, because somebody says, "Oh, it's a little g," because you're not the universal God, but you are a God. So you're underneath the universal God. That debunks all of that. Yeah, you're not the universal God, but he put there us. We are gods. People talk about they've been in religion forever, but they don't act like a spiritual being. They act like a man. And I'm going to get you away from the man and see how Satan has tricked you, keeps attaching man form to you as a spirit. Churches don't teach you. And let's debunk churches too. Let's go about this church thing. First Chronicles 28:3. There was never supposed to be a church building. How come the religions ain't gonna show you that? First Chronicles 28:3. Can you have church? Yeah, you can have church at the house, but not a dedicated building. Because look at the mess we in now. You have all these religions fighting each other over whose God is who, when you all come from the one creating God. So why the confusion? If we all come from the universal God, the creator, all of us, and as a spiritual being, and then you come through your parents. So that debunks that. First Chronicles 28:3 debunks these churches because they don't even know. Reverends don't show them that. All right, back to this. Okay, Adam, when he came into the world, God created man in his own image. Is that right? So a lot of people call him Adam, whoever the first man was, and then off the rib of the man, Eve was created, right? At that time, they were in spiritual being form at that time. As you notice, they were naked. They didn't know anything. They were just enjoying the earth. They didn't know that they were in the man form, but they were still under the spiritual being that they were, that knowledge. Now, Lucifer was already here. Remember, he was a fallen angel and God put him here. This is where it comes important. So Satan at that time was only a spiritual, actual spirit being, but evil, but he had no body. So Satan needs a body to do his dirty work on earth. He cannot do it just as the spirit. He needs a body. So what he said, hey, Adam, you can eat that apple, man. Because God said, forbid Adam to eat the apple, which is the tree of knowledge, which would have woken him to see he's in the human form. That's the whole trick behind it. So the devil knows he needed a body. And you can eat that. So when Adam ate the apple, that was a sin, and that's when the devil got in the first person, which was Adam. So now we got that established. Now you see how Satan has worked his magic. So when you go to churches, they talk to you as a man. So they always say you're human. Why is that important? Because you are a spiritual being. If you think of yourself as a spiritual being, now how do you see the world you're in? Like right now, I'm thinking, if you're in a spiritual being form, now how do you see the world? Do you really care about money? Do you really care about women? See? You are empowered right there. As a spiritual being, a God, now what do you think of sickness? It is really no sickness if If you're seeing yourself as a spiritual being first, which you are, now how do you see the world? So your battle is yourself, is your man self versus your spiritual being self. So when you go to churches, they're teaching you how to be the man. They don't teach you the spiritual being. If they did, they would have given you Psalms 82:6. And then also they would have been truthful with you about 1 Chronicles 28:3, about church buildings. God said don't put up a church building in his image. He doesn't need it. He said just go about doing the work. So you can have like churches at your house. You can gather, but church building, no. Says it right there. 1 Chronicles 28:3. Because look at the situation we're in now. Because God knows how the devil is. Lucifer, very deceptive. So the devil himself has implemented all the churches. Did I say that the pastors and reverends are Satan, are devil? No, I didn't say that. But they don't talk to you in spiritual being form. They talk to you like a man. You are a spiritual being. Each morning you should, like I say, read Psalms 82:6. Once you read that, you say, wow. And you see yourself a lot different and you enjoy this world a lot different. You were put here temporarily. And now that you know that you're a spiritual being in the human form, now how do you see the world? Now when they say things like food or it doesn't faze you. And that's what attracts everything. So when you chase everything, that means you don't have it. That shows the universal God you don't have it. Nothing likes being chased. That's why men struggle for women, because they keep chasing women when you don't have to chase anything. You already have it in you what you want. And you're supposed to be on your purpose, your mission, which is being the better version of yourself, and then you attract the better woman. Because that's what attracts a woman to you, is your better version of yourself. It's not the clothes. See, the world shows you everything. They try to attach everything to you like man and make you forget your spiritual being. So if you go to your book of Ephesians, when they say spiritual warfare, that's actually you. You're the spiritual being against the Satan spiritual being, because you're both spiritual beings, but you are God, so you can defeat Satan. Satan's always around, but you have the power, because when you stay in your spiritual being form, he has no power. And the battle is over the bodies. That's the whole battle. Because Satan tried to get as many bodies to get on his side, but he can't defeat God. He tries. He wants to be God, the universal God, but he can't. Lucifer. So I just wanted to awaken you to that mind-blowing information. You are a spiritual being, live in the human form, not taught to you in any churches. They never tell you that. I call churches cults because they look so narrow-minded. People think because they've been in church so long, but how come they can't see? Because I went to another frequency level. They can do so God sees all men in the same. Says that too in his word. All the men are the same, it's just God. But they never teach you are a spiritual being. If they taught you that, now how do you see sickness and wearing the mask and all this other foolishness? You can get more accomplished. You're not so. And let's go back to your news, because I just heard a story today. Let's go back to your lying media. Does media tell you you're a spiritual being? So they're not on your side. They're part of Satan. So think about this. We know that they're liars, right? So next time you hear them say someone's bad, and we're talking about the Satan, if you're not going to be part of Satan's agenda, everybody they tell you bad is good. They're not for you. How come your churches don't? Because they're on a different frequency. They can't see like I can see. They got caught up all in the man being a man and not of spirit. I see people in the churches judging, And now I understand why. They're on a lower frequency. They're good hearted, but their frequency is so low. They see, but they really can't see. They're still dim lighted. They see a little light, but they don't see the light I just told you. My frequency went up to another level because I just enlightened you on what you really are. You start off each morning. Now, when I'm talking to somebody, am I going to say, hey, I'm a spirit? No, not going to do that. I'm not going to say I'm a spirit. I'm going to talk to them like the devil does. Devil doesn't come say, hey, I'm Lucifer. He's in the human bodies walking around. You just can't see him. But you see him by how they talk, how they walk, and how they really are. So yeah, you're just a spiritual being first. You know, in the morning, repeat that Psalms 82:6. And then now, that's the whole battle, man. Ephesians was you. You're the spiritual being against the Satan. Always been that way. They tried to put, you're the little God that fights the Satan. So you guys take care. Just wanted to share that mind-blowing information. You are a spiritual being, and man doesn't teach you that. Man teaches you a human, but you're a spiritual being first. Once you realize you're a spiritual being first in the form of a man, now you walk like I do. No worries, always happy. You see just other spiritual beings. And now you don't get caught up in all this media hype. So when the media tell you somebody done something, do you think they really are being truthful with you? And if you want the truth on the media, go to look up Mockingbird, which is CIA. CIA is satanic. They are the assassins for your elite. They are your thugs. They are your drug pushers. Yeah, your CIA is not on our side. They are on Satan's side. That's who does all the 1%, the elite's work, dirty work. CIA. You can look that up. All your drugs, Pablo Escobar, whatever, all goes through the CIA. Yeah, man. Anything dealing with the money, it is the root of all evil. For the love of it is the root of all, but you are entitled to have money to provide your needs. So you are abundance. So you don't get caught up in the love of money. You are abundance. You money everything. It's just whatever you want. Also for you guys that's into stocks, I'm going to give you a stock tip. Money works for you. They don't teach you this. So the way you do in the morning, whatever businesses you got, thank yourself, thank the businesses you have, however many stocks you have. I'm not a stock expert, but this is just common sense. This is what works. So each morning, thank your businesses of your stocks. And then the money is the people that works for you. So the money works, say, hey, I thank you. And then also challenge your companies that's not doing so good on your stock. Say, hey, I need you to step up. Talk to it like you would actual people, because those are your businesses. And you'll see different successes. Now, remember, law of attraction is a double sword. So when you're asking for stuff, what are you doing back to help? What are you doing back to lessen yourself as a man for the universal God? That's what he wants. He wants something from you that you know you shouldn't be doing, and then in substitution, he'll give you that. So mine was drinking and drugs. Yeah, man, I had to give that up. And then he took me to another free. He's not gonna give you the thing first, because he knows man. Man promises, and we know. I promise if you never make a promise, but that's what he wants. For true law of attraction, they don't even teach you a lot of conscience, folks. He wants to sacrifice something more towards him to give you something better, which is the higher frequency. Abundance itself is a higher frequency. So just teaching you secrets, they don't teach you. They just keep telling you to tune in for views and likes, but they don't tell you. And then you keep wondering, why am I not getting? Because you're not getting more towards God. You have to sacrifice something more towards yourself, and then you raise another frequency level. So you guys take care. I am Secret Knowledge Universe, and I speak nothing but truth. Peace.